Our winds are calm in most areas this morning. In fact, I just got an update on my Facebook page from Daniel in Crystal River, and he said winds are calm, 43 degrees. What an improvement it is this morning. As we look at temperatures across the remainder of the area, 58 in Tampa right now, St. Pete, we've got 60, Bradenton 51. So hopefully you'll find it much more comfortable as you head out the door this morning. I'll have more on the warm up ahead and the cool fronts that will be moving through. Maybe some rain, maybe not. I'll let you know coming up, Dia.
All right, thank you, Shay. It is coming up now in 6:22. Google may be looking to open retail stores in several major cities. The tech news website 9to5google.com cites an unidentified source as confirming that Google is building standalone stores in hopes of opening them in time for the holidays this year. Google so far hasn't confirmed the rumor. There's also no word yet on whether any of those stores would be opening here in the Bay Area. Meanwhile, European Union watchdogs are planning to take action against Google by this summer over the web giant's current privacy policy. Since March, Google has been combining data from across its sites to potentially better target advertisement, but regulators see that as high risk to people's privacy. Google says its actions do comply with EU law. An investigation is underway right now to find the person who hacked Burger King's Twitter account, posting obscene messages and changing its profile picture to a McDonald's logo. Hackers posted a message saying, quote, "We just got sold to McDonald's because the Whopper flopped. Look for McDonald's in a hood near you," end quote. The suspect appears to be a fan of the hacker group Anonymous, using Burger King's account to ask the group to follow it. BMW is recalling more than 500,000 cars in the U.S. due to possible power failure and engine stalling. Apparently, a battery cable that supplies power to the vehicle's fuse box can wear out and cause problems. This recall affects BMW's 1 Series, 3 Series, and Z4 models made between 2007 and 2012.
A United Nations commission is saying fighters on both sides of Syria's civil war have committed atrocities and should be brought to justice. That commission of inquiry on Syria released a 131-page report that details deepening radicalization by both sides. The UN says around 70,000 people have been killed since the uprising against President Bashar Assad's regime began in March 2011. Just a few hours ago, the United Nations also released a report on Afghanistan. Officials say the number of civilians killed by coalition airstrikes in 2012 dropped by nearly 50%. 126 civilians were killed last year in U.S.-led coalition airstrikes. This new report comes a day after President Hamid Karzai banned Afghan forces from asking for air support. Last week, 5 children, 4 women and a man were killed in a strike. That UN report, by the way, also says the Taliban and other insurgents increasingly targeted civilians and were responsible for 81% of civilian casualties last year.
If you're planning a European vacation anytime soon, you definitely want to hear this. As many as 1,200 flights to Spain could be canceled over the next 3 weeks because of a workers' strike. Protesters clashed with police at Madrid's international airport on Monday. That's when ground staff and cabin crews for Spain's Iberia airline began a 2-week strike to protest job cuts. The company is looking to cut 3,800 jobs after it reported substantial losses last year. Russian scientists are studying pieces of that meteor that exploded last week. Officials have recovered dozens of fragments in a frozen lake, but they're still looking for the main piece. Friday's blast shattered windows in thousands of buildings, causing more than $33 million worth of damage. More than 1,000 people were also injured. NASA says the meteor was 55 feet wide, weighed 10,000 tons, and was traveling more than 40,000 miles an hour. A new virus surfaces, and scientists are warning that it could be deadly. We'll tell you how you can avoid it coming up right after the break. And Health Grades announces the best U.S. hospitals and cities for health care. We'll tell you where the Bay Area facilities rank ahead on ABC Action News at 6:30.
And traffic in downtown Tampa starting to get busy. Now's a great time to head out the door. We're going to have your drive times. Let's check in with Action Air 1 on the other side of the break.
Handing these flyers out, putting them up everywhere. They want to know who killed their father. I've got details coming up.
And an accused killer seeking bail. Good morning, I'm Dan Schaefer. What is happening right now in a South African courtroom as star athlete Oscar Pistorius asks to be released from prison.
Good morning, I'm Dee O'Reilly. Now at 6:30, new numbers are out regarding this year's deadly flu season, and this research comes out just as scientists are warning of a new deadly disease. We'll tell you what you need to know to keep your family safe. But first this morning, we want to check in with Shay Ryan for a look at our Tuesday forecast. Good morning, Shay.
Good morning. Much more comfortable to head out this morning than it was yesterday at this time. The temperatures are significantly warmer. We're talking anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees warmer. We've got 52 right now in Hudson, 49 in Lakeland, 45 in Inverness. As we head further to the south, Northport right now coming in at 46, Bartow 45. And as we look right around Tampa Bay, you can see we're mainly in the 50s. Yesterday, we were in the upper 30s to low 40s to start the day. So yeah, definitely some improvement. Now through the day, we're going to see a little bit of cloud cover. There's a frontal system that's approaching, and that's going to give us that extra cloud cover as well as breezier conditions through the afternoon. Nothing too gusty. It's definitely going to be more comfortable with highs today in the mid 70s. Good morning, Meredith. I bet you didn't need the bun warmer this morning, did you?
I didn't need it, but I used it anyway.
Good for you.
It feels so nice. All right, well, it's a nice drive right now. Not much to slow you down here along I-75. Oncoming cars southbound at Fowler, certainly getting busy, but no one's tapping the brakes just yet. A live look out near the fairgrounds. Florida State Fair wrapped up yesterday. That's westbound I-4, 8 minutes between I-75 and I-275. Quick bridge check. The Gandy looks good. Howard Franklin averaging 9 minutes from Roosevelt in through West Shore, and the Courtney Campbell from the Bayside Bridge to the Veterans, 11 minutes. Captain Al's checking on 275 for us. Good morning, Al.
Hey, good morning, Meredith. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Well, we're looking at a little busier traffic than normal. I'm not real sure why. Maybe people rebounding from yesterday. I was certainly working. I bet you were too. Northbound, I correct myself. Southbound 275, right over the top of Bush Boulevard. Getting busy all the way from what the top of that shot would show you at Beers, Fletcher, Fowler, into Bush, and then on into downtown. Some brake lights just about slide, but after that, it's a smooth ride. Just a lot of cars out here early. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Captain Al. Coming up on 6:32. Right now, court is in a break in South Africa, where attorneys for Oscar Pistorius are seeking to have that star athlete released on bail after his arrest last week for allegedly murdering his girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp. Earlier, a South African prosecutor officially charged Olympian track star Oscar Pistorius. The judge said because police... I'm sorry, no... All right. Unfortunately, I don't have pictures. We had some video that was coming into the newsroom, but unfortunately, we can't get that to you right now. But police wanted to charge him with premeditated murder, and it'll be harder for him to be released on bail during that court hearing because of that increased charge. The prosecutor revealed Pistorius shot Steenkamp 4 times through the bathroom door of his home. Pistorius's family says police evidence will show that there should be, in fact, no murder charge in the Valentine's Day shooting. Pistorius appeared grim and solemn in court, occasionally sobbing. He nodded after a judge asked if he was well. Today's hearing comes on the same day Steenkamp's family held a private memorial for the former model 700 miles away in Port Elizabeth. That service has since ended. This is video of Steenkamp's family arriving at the church a couple of hours ago. Good Morning America will have much more details on this Pistorius hearing coming up at the top of the hour.
It is 6:33 now. We're following a developing story this morning here in the Bay Area. The family of a Tarpon Springs man says they are determined to find the person who killed him. This morning, they're encouraging people to come forward with any information that may lead to an arrest. Our Laura Harris is live in Tarpon Springs right now, where the family of 73-year-old Eddie Dixon is now calling on the community for help. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning, Dia. We're at a shopping center on South Pinellas Avenue right now. It's about half a mile away from where Eddie Dixon was found murdered in December. His family putting up flyers just like the one you see right there. They've been handing them out, placing them on poles anywhere where they think people may see them, hoping someone will help. In 2 months, authorities still have little to go on. The military veteran was found dead in his Tarpon Springs apartment in the North Ring Village complex on December 7th by his caretaker. Dixon's daughter says he would have never opened the door for a stranger, so she thinks the person responsible may be someone he knows. Investigators have remained very tight-lipped about the murder. They will only say Dixon had upper body trauma, and they have yet to give a possible motive for the crime. Now, Dina has handed out so many flyers, one day doing it in the rain, that she had to go to the hospital herself. But she said it's all worth it if she can find her father's killer.
Well, that was my dad. I would do it in the snow if I had to. Yeah, I really miss him. Yeah, he didn't deserve that. And that's why I'm pleading to who, even if you know, I mean, and you feel threat, you don't, once you call in, you don't have to tell your name. Just please, just give that information.
And if you possibly know anything about this murder, anything about the case you think that might help authorities, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-873-TIPS, the number you see right there on your screen. As she said, you don't have to leave your name and you could be eligible for a cash reward. Live in Tarpon Springs, Laura Harris, ABC Action News.
Thank you, Laura. A father in Marion County could lose custody of his 2-month-old daughter today after police say he put bleach in her baby bottle. Karan Washington went before an Ocala judge Monday morning. The pre-med student says he thought he was helping his sick baby with a home remedy for congestion when he added the bleach to her formula. The baby threw up and her panicked parents called 911. We're told Washington has now been ordered to stay away from his daughter when she comes home from the hospital. The Department of Children and Families has set an emergency custody hearing for this afternoon to determine what is going to happen to that little girl. A Pinellas County deputy is off the job today after an investigation into an encounter with a documented prostitute. The Sheriff's Office Review Board says Deputy Robert Johnson misrepresented the facts during an off-duty rendezvous that he had with a prostitute. Sheriff Bob Gualtieri approved Johnson's resignation Monday afternoon. A $500 reward is being offered this morning for the return of a Sheriff's Office volunteer cattle dog. Take a look at the picture here. We're going to show you a picture of Doc there. He belongs to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's agriculture detective. He's used to clear cattle off of roadways. Well, on Saturday, he escaped from his trailer somewhere along I-75 in Sarasota. If you've seen Doc, call Sergeant Ron Kane at the number on your screen.
This just in, at least 5 people have been killed in a military helicopter crash in the Yemeni capital of Sana'a. That helicopter crashed into buildings near Change Square, the site of 2 years of anti-government protests. Are we looking at that video? We're going to get that video in. We have a photo that we pulled from Al Jazeera's website. The death toll is expected to rise as that aircraft caused heavy damage to the building. I can pull it up here on the iPad here in just a second. There you go. You should be able to see it now. An eyewitness told the Associated Press that at least 2 houses were completely destroyed, that people were also still believed to be under the rubble. Now, this is not the first accident for the Yemen military. Just last November, an Air Force plane crashed during a training mission in Sana'a, killing all 10 people on board.
This morning, we're taking action for your health. New numbers are out on the nation's hospitals and also which ones are best equipped to help you. Now, we do want to point out there is more than one hospital rating system. This one just out this morning is from Health Grades. It focuses on hospitals where patients are least likely to die or have complications after care. And here's one snapshot of the results. This map here shows the top 100 hospitals in the nation. You see 11 highlighted in Florida, mainly on the East Coast. But one Bay Area hospital actually made the top 50. That was Sarasota Memorial Hospital. The World Health Organization says 5 people have died from a new deadly virus. It's already infected at least a dozen people. It's called the novel coronavirus. It first emerged in the Middle East last year. It's from the same family as the common cold and SARS. Symptoms include an acute respiratory infection, fever, and a cough. Others have suffered pneumonia and kidney failure. So far, it's only showed up abroad, but experts say they wouldn't be surprised if it does appear here in the U.S. Fortunately, doctors say the virus appears to be very difficult to get, and there's no evidence of sustained human-to-human transmission. Well, there's some good news to report. It looks like the worst of the flu season may be over. That's according to some recent numbers. Reports of influenza-like illnesses have gone down for the 3rd consecutive week. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says fewer states are reporting high activity levels. At last count, 31 states reported widespread flu cases. That's down from 38 states the week before. Sadly, so far, 64 children have died from the flu this season.
And as you're headed out this morning, you still might want long sleeves or an extra layer, but we're definitely more comfortable than we were yesterday at this time. 58 degrees right now in Tampa. You'll see a mix of sun and clouds as the sun is coming up this morning. And through the day, it's going to be a warmer afternoon as well. It's also going to be dry. We'll see highs in the mid-70s. Not bad at all. Dan?
And also coming up, millions of dollars in diamonds gone. We are getting some stunning revelations in an overnight heist. Thieves ripping off those gems just before they were to be loaded onto a plane.
And good Tuesday morning, this February 19th, 2013. We're looking at a little bit warmer temperatures. Not as nearly as pretty of a dawn as yesterday. We're over the apex. I-275 and I-75. We'll have a look from above. Meredith will have her traffic excellent day. That's coming up. Action News this morning. We'll be right back.
Captain Al and Action Van Williams in Action Air 1 are giving us this shot of the new Tampa area right now. We'll have a look at your morning commute coming up in just a moment, and Shay is going to have a look at your Tuesday forecast coming up as well. Right now, though, there is some good news to tell you about regarding Florida tourism this morning. A new report from Visit Florida, the state's marketing organization, says business is good. 89.3 million visitors came to the state in 2012. That's up 2.3% from the previous year. Now, when we break down those numbers a little bit more, it shows of those visitors, about 10 million came from overseas and 3.6 million came from Canada. More Floridians are also vacationing in state. Tourism is one of Florida's most important economic drivers. More than 1 million people here hold tourism industry related jobs.
And now to the diamond drama unfolding overseas right now. Authorities say bold thieves hatched a plan and swiped about $50 million in diamonds as they were being loaded onto a plane. Let me show you where this happened. This is the Brussels International Airport. The investigation at the scene, and authorities say 8 men cut a hole in a perimeter fence at the Brussels International Airport and reportedly plowed through some barriers and right toward an armored truck next to a plane. One source posted this photo. The plane was supposed to take those diamonds to Zurich, Switzerland. Instead, authorities say the thieves grabbed those gems just as they were being loaded onto this plane and drove off through the same hole in the fence. Right now, police have just one good clue, a burned out van they found near the airport. So you can imagine this is an investigation the whole world will be following.
Exactly, especially writers are already trying to get this bit together for this one.
Exactly, I was going to say, it's right out of a movie.
16 till 7 now. What a difference a day makes. We're waking up to much warmer temperatures this time than we did yesterday.
And hopefully you'll find it much more comfortable. I know some people really like the cold because we don't get it very often, but yeah, it's already gone. We've got temperatures this morning close to 60 degrees in Tampa right now. It is 60 in St. Pete. We've got 55 in Clearwater and 51 in Tarpon Springs. So like Dia says, what a difference a day makes. Check this out in Inverness and Brooksville. Remember yesterday at this time, temperatures were in the upper 20s. Yeah, now we're in the low to mid 40s. 50 degrees right now in Lakeland. Sebring coming in at 51. Now we do have a frontal boundary that is working its way through the southeast, extending further to the north through the Great Lakes, but that's where the rain and the winter mix are going to remain. We are staying on the warmer and the drier side of this system. There's a slight chance overnight we might ring out a sprinkle or a quick little light shower, but we're mainly looking at just some extra cloud cover throughout the day as this frontal system approaches. We're even seeing a little bit of that this morning. But through the day we make it to highs in the mid 70s. Tomorrow we're slightly cooler as a result of our wind shifting from the south to the north, and that'll bring in that cooler air. But again, it's just a couple of degrees, and by Thursday we're already in the upper 70s. And by the weekend, we're in the 80s. Yeah, that's beach weather. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Good morning, Captain Al. What do you think? 80s beach weather?
No, it's golf weather, Shay. Hello, I don't go to the beach. Me and Van play golf. So the upper right-hand corner, right out by Saddlebrook there, State Road 54 and I-75. Well, you can see a lot of volume. Southbound 75, as it comes down to that point right there, State Road 56. Just about half, again, as much volume gets on that southbound, and of course they come down. Lower left will be 275, lower right, I-75. Well, they split pretty evenly there, so most of them are going around Tampa, or then some into Tampa. Otherwise, moving smoothly all the way down just south of Bruce B. Downs. They hit their brake lights as they approach Fletcher. It's normal with volume. Here's Meredith with more traffic.
Well, I'm watching some flicker-flacker. It may come into the picture here. This is 275 at Bush Boulevard. I saw an EMS heading southbound. They hopped on at Fowler, so I thought they might come through the shot here any moment now. You can see traffic is starting to pick up. Right now, no accidents reported, but I'm going to continue to check my data because that ambulance may have been heading somewhere along this stretch of roadway. Let's go over to I-4 and show you westbound is now jammed up from Ybor City in through downtown. This is the typical morning volume. On the maps, look out for a stalled vehicle northbound 301 just past I-4. Looks like traffic is getting slow in that area. No big issues in Pinellas County right now. US 19 Tampa Road in through East Bay, currently a 13-minute drive. Hey, warning in Lakeland, you're going to be doubling up on your red light cameras at intersections. In the next 6 months, 10 additional cameras will be installed, bringing the total there to 19. Commissioners approved that measure on Monday despite arguments that there haven't been a decrease in crashes at intersections that already have the cameras. Complete list of where those cameras are going on my Twitter feed at Tampa Bay Traffic. Dia, back to you.
Thank you, Meredith. 6:47 now. Oscar night is coming up on Sunday, and ABC Action News is giving away movie tickets for an entire year. Here's how you can win. Just go to abcactionnews.com/contest and then click on movie tickets for a year. Cast your ballot for who will win in each category of the Academy Awards, and then watch ABC Action News on February 24th. After the Oscars, a winner will be randomly selected from entries with the highest number of correct choices. The grand prize winner gets a $500 movie gift card. The contest deadline is this Sunday, February 24th at 6 p.m. Singers Chris Brown and Drake are suing each other over a brawl last June at this New York nightclub. They're accusing each other of starting the fight last June at that club. The suit was filed in response to an ongoing lawsuit by French model Romain Julien. He's suing both artists for injuries that he received during the altercation. The Los Angeles Lakers are mourning the loss of their longtime owner this morning. Jerry Buss died on Monday at the age of 80. He'd been hospitalized for cancer, but his assistant says the immediate cause of death was kidney failure. Buss bought the Lakers in 1979. The team made the NBA Finals 16 times during his nearly 34 years in charge and won 10 championships.
11 till 7, 6:49. There's a new name in the social media game, a toddler who's even taking aim at famous baby Blue Ivy. Coming up after the break, parents, why you may be in trouble next.
And also, we're taking action to help you get back to work this morning. Here's a look at our job of the day from our partners at Job News Tampa. You're watching ABC Action News this Tuesday morning. We'll be right back.
On this Tuesday morning, an overnight fire broke out here on the property right here behind me. Now, we shot some videos just several hours ago. We don't know what caused this fire, but Hillsborough County Fire and Rescue say they got the call just after midnight where they found 2 buildings on fire, a shed and a mobile home, which were right next to a home. Now, 2 people were inside of that home on the property. That house had some fire damage, but luckily no one here was hurt.
I'm Laura Harris, live in Tarpon Springs, where a 73-year-old man's family says that they want answers about what may have happened in his murder in December. They've been putting up flyers like the one you see there, all in the neighborhood, just trying to get answers. Authorities say Eddie Dixon was found dead in his Tarpon Springs apartment on December 7th. His daughter has taken to the community, handing out flyers, hoping someone who may know something, may have saw something, will come forward. If you may have any information about the case, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-873-TIPS.
The World Health Organization says 5 people have died from a new deadly virus that's infected at least a dozen people so far. It's called the novel coronavirus. Symptoms include an acute respiratory infection, fever, and a cough. It's only being seen abroad right now in Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Britain. Medical experts also say it is very difficult to get.
Here's a live look. I-275 southbound near Sly. Traffic is kind of snarled up as you make that turn past Sly in through Hillsborough. If you were watching a few minutes ago, I saw an ambulance heading southbound. No accidents reported, but there may be a little something there right in that curve. Anyway, expect the usual heavy traffic 275 in through downtown. Let's show you what it looks like near the airport in the West Shore area. So far, so good on Memorial Highway. On the maps, just north of there, the Suncoast Parkway / Veterans Expressway, just under 20 minutes from 54 in through 275. Captain Al looking for an accident reported on I-75 in the Brandon area. Al?
Hey, good morning, Meredith. Well, we didn't make it quite there. A little bit of a southeast wind has slowed us a bit, so we're going to hold up here at I-4 and I-75. Those headlights you see are westbound I-4 coming under 75, headed toward the Hard Rock, perhaps all the way into downtown Tampa. They're not going to see any delays, at least what we see so far. And to the right, as we look down 75 toward MLK and on toward Brandon Boulevard, I've taken a long look. Don't see any as what we call flicker-flacker. Everything seems to be moving. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Here's Shay with your forecast.
Good morning. A more comfortable start to the day. We do have a frontal system that's approaching the state, but it's only going to give us a few extra clouds today. Don't have to worry about rain as it moves through overnight. We're looking at 58 degrees in Tampa this morning, 60 in St. Pete, 52 in Hudson, 46 in Brooksville, and 51 in Lake Wales. So much more comfortable as you head out the door and through the afternoon, even though the winds will pick up as that frontal system gets closer. It's not going to be too gusty. We're only talking up to 20-mile-per-hour winds and highs in the mid to upper 70s.
Coming up on 656, out on the web, what toddlers really think. The Honest Toddler is on Twitter. Despite being with adults all day, he still is baffled by their actions and tweets about his confusion. Here are some of our favorites. Just want to give a shout out to chocolate milk. A VHS, he says, is a black rectangle full of stories nobody cares about. Here's another one. Fell down and was just denied a Band-Aid because, quote, there's no blood. Emotional scars don't bleed. Oh, my God. So what is Target, like the promised land for adults or something? Been here for 11 hours. And I love this one. I wonder what Blue Ivy is doing right now. Not eating expired store-brand wheat thins on a paper plate, I'll tell you that.
That's too cute.
That is
Reference to Beyonce's baby, by the way.
Well, stay tuned. Good Morning America is coming up next.
Have a great Tuesday.
Thank you for choosing ABC Action News. Honored to be chosen by the Associated